Today on Free MMO Madness, we're talking about Star Wars: The Old Republic. Now we all know that Star Wars relationships with video games has been a rocky one, but how does this latest attempt at confronting World of Warcraft turn out? Let's start off with character customization. If you want to play for free, there isn't a whole lot. You get all of 2 species to play as. However, classes are nice and varied with your standard tank, high DPS, and mage classes, but you can be a Jedi tank or a high DPS stormtrooper or a number of other combinations. Me, I chose to be a smuggler because Han Solo is awesome. Usually. Unlike other MMOs, your character's specific facial features are important, and even free players get a decent variety of options. This is good because unlike in most other games, you will be seeing your character's face a lot. Also, something I haven't seen in MMOs before is an ongoing single-player storyline. Wherever you start, your ship gets captured immediately, and you spend your first 15 levels fighting to get it back. Fully voiced cutscenes are a rarity in this genre of games, but the Old Republic is full of them, at least at the start. The plot is also interesting, at least for the smuggler, exploring the socio-political state of the Republic without all that boring litigation bullshit that made the Phantom Menace so dull. It shows, it doesn't tell. Giving you this big goal to work towards does a lot to get you invested in the game. I wanted my shit back, and every time I hit a bump in getting it or the thief got away, I got legitimately mad, but in a good way. I wanted to get my hands on that thief and show him why dual-wielding blasters is awesome. Another somewhat unique feature is the AI companion. You're given one during your storyline quest, and you're in charge of managing his equipment as well as building a relationship with whoever it is. Each AI character has different values, and your actions can either impress them or drive them away. Different companions also have different skill sets, like weapons experts, negotiators, or trackers, meaning you'll have to switch things up to do this quest properly. The companion can also act as a foil to your character. If you're a ranged fighter, it can be nice to put your companion in heavy armor and let him be the damage sponge for you. Combat is both interesting and infuriating in that it incorporates cover-based shooting into MMORPGs. Fan-frickin-tastic. However, it's not as bad as you think, as your character has a shield thing that they can deploy if actual cover is unavailable. Some of your skills can only be used in cover, and it's useful for long-range players to hide behind while your tank soaks up the damage. Now, from all this, you're probably thinking that I view this as just the greatest MMO ever made. Well, there are some issues. The first big one that you're going to run into is the fact that the moral choice system can be, for lack of a better term, really dumb. For instance, anytime, and I mean anytime, you're asked to lie for someone to spare another character's feelings, lying gives you light side points, while telling the truth gives you dark side. How messed up is that? I mean, I get it, they get to feel better and no one's really suffering, but it's a little more complex than just black and white. I thought that the truth was always right, but no, dark side points. Huzzah. Then there's the free-to-play restrictions. I'm not going to bitch because they restrict gameplay, they have to make money somehow after all, but some of this stuff goes a little too far. You can choose between a grand total of 2 races to start out. 2 of all the races in the Star Wars universe. Then there are item restrictions, which are fair game, and experience reductions past level 10, meaning you'll have to work harder to keep up with paid players doing the exact same quests. There's also very little in the way of enemy variety. Every group of bad guys you fight basically have their standard guy, their big guy, their melee guy, and their robot. Even if they're all robots. They're basically just palette-swapped versions of each other, and it becomes apparent really quick. But really, these are the only 3 complaints I have about this game: the moral choice system, the lack of enemy variety, and the free-to-play restrictions. For the most part, it really feels like you're in the Star Wars universe. If something needs to be grand, they make it huge. NPCs have personalities, and you actually care about them. It's all around a great gaming experience. But is it a great MMO experience? The main question I come out with after playing this game is wondering why it needed to be an MMO. I mean, essentially, it's another Knights of the Old Republic game, just with a greater variety of features. I didn't see much of the community while I was playing, because, well, there aren't too many people on at one time, but what I did see is your usual where do I go, what do I do bull that you see in every one of these games, and I'm not sure if it really adds enough to warrant being an MMO. On the whole, Knights of the Old Republic gets my recommendation. It brings a lot of new things to the table, and a lot of it is extremely highly polished. Whether you want to fight with the Jedi or be the Empire, you've got nothing to lose playing this one.